Hey everybody, Sidekick Guy here. Welcome to the advanced DoorDashing video. If you're new to DoorDash or if you haven't caught the introduction to DoorDashing, we're going to cover a lot of topics in this one, so you might want to watch the introduction to DoorDashing first if you've never DoorDashed, if you're a complete rookie. Now, if you're ready to move on to this video, we've got a ton to cover. Look at all these topics we're going to cover. So this is about the third time I've shot this video, and I want to get it over with. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to cover all of these topics, and I'm going to do it by covering just each topic in under 60 seconds. So here we go. What offers should you accept or decline? Well, if you are brand new to DoorDashing, I recommend you just kind of accept everything until you figure out how the app works and how making deliveries works out. But when you're ready to start cherry picking for those good offers, here's a couple good rules of thumb. Make sure you're getting paid at least $1 a mile or more. Don't accept anything less than $1 a mile. Rule number 2, don't accept anything less than $5. It's just not worth your time. The exception is if you're in a slow zone, you can't really be a chooser. You've heard that expression, beggars can't be choosers. Here's how you can tell if you're in a slow zone. Start up your app on any day of the week at about noon. If it takes you more than 20 minutes to get an order, you're in a slow zone. If you decline an order and you don't get another offer for 20 or 30 minutes, you're in a slow zone. So rather than sit there and decline the 2 or 3 offers you might get in an hour and make no money, you might want to consider accepting them. Now, if you're in a busy zone, you'll know because you're going to get an order about every 5 minutes. Every one you decline in less than 5 minutes, another one should come in. That's how you know you're in a busy zone. How do I learn what the busy times are in my zone? Well, that's just going to take some time and practice in learning your zone. But just remember, go out during breakfast, lunch, and dinner, about 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., around noon for lunch, and anywhere after 5 p.m. for dinner. And you should be able to find some busy times in your zone. Check to make sure you're not a 24-hour zone, which means there might be some good late night opportunities after midnight. If you're brand new for DoorDash and you're trying to figure out a strategy for learning your zone, you're really just going to have to start with maybe the weekends, and then figure out what kind of a weekend run you get. And then move into Monday through Friday. Check out what kind of a Monday through Friday crowd you have. A lot of businesses or catering orders or things like that. It just kind of depends. How important is acceptance rate? I'm glad you asked. In my opinion, acceptance rate is very important. DoorDash says that you will get prioritized for better paying orders if you have an above 50% acceptance rate, as long as your customer rating is above 4.5 as well. And if you get above 70% acceptance rate, you'll even get prioritized for even better orders. Now, I know you're going to see videos out there on the internet that say acceptance rate doesn't matter.
I believe that acceptance rate doesn't matter. Well, at least I think I did.
Well, it kind of depends on your zone. Sometimes it isn't important, especially in really slow zones. But if you're in a busy zone, I can guarantee you acceptance rates matters, Top Dasher matters, and we'll cover that in just a minute. Okay, so what is Top Dasher? I can say with a little bit of prejudice that I am a Top Dasher, and I've been a Top Dasher month over month for a year. The requirements are simple, and I'll put them up on the screen. If you meet these requirements by the end of the month, on the next calendar month, you will be a Top Dasher. What do you get for Top Dasher? Okay, well, the main thing I like is I can dash anytime. I can get up at any time without putting in a schedule. It doesn't matter if my zone is busy or not. I can just say that I want to dash. As a Top Dasher, that's the biggest perk. The second biggest perk, and there are people here that say that isn't true, but I found that it is true. When it's slow, Top Dashers will get prioritized for more orders, even over proximity to the restaurant. It says so right in the app when you get Top Dasher, that when it's slow, you will get more orders. Third, if you're a Top Dasher, your acceptance rate is higher, which means when it's busy, you're going to get prioritized for the higher pay orders. So those 3 things alone make Top Dasher worth it. DoorDash has something called the Large Order Program. All it really means is if an order comes in and it's large, which right now is about $100 or more, it will get prioritized to a Dasher who is in the Large Order Program. So how do you get into the Large Order Program? Well, let me put the requirements up on the screen. It's similar to Top Dasher, except you don't need to have that high acceptance rate. And there's a caveat, you also need to have a catering bag. Now you can get one from the DoorDash store or you can buy your own, but either way you have to have one. And thirdly, and most importantly, this program is by invitation only. So what you have to do is achieve the requirements for the Large Order Program and then maintain it until you're invited into the program, which can be several months. It was for me. I was almost an employee for a year before I got invited into the large order program. But here's why it's important. Tips. That's what this business is all about. It's about tips. So large orders more than $100, if the customer tips 15%, that's $15 in your pocket. And I've seen large order programs as high as $400. So that's a lot of money. If you can even a 10% tip is $40. So that's why the large order program is, my opinion, one of the best programs out there. There probably won't be able to find anyone on YouTube who will tell you you shouldn't be in the large order program.
To realize is one good catering order per day can drastically change your earnings.
Choosing to earn by time or earning by order is entirely up to you and what you believe works in your zone. If you're brand new to DoorDashing and they offer earn by time, I suggest that you do that right out of the gate, just so that you can get used to the app and used to making deliveries and picking up and things like that. Earning by order versus earning by time is tricky business. And what I found is that earning by order is usually always the best deal. It gives you more visibility into what the order is and what you're going to get paid. But in some areas, especially areas that you have good tips in, regular tips, sometimes earning by time is better because it gives you a good safety net. DoorDash has other kinds of programs and other types of deliveries that you can make and that you can be prioritized for. There's a pizza program, which is real simple. You just take a picture of a pizza bag that you have and put it into the app. And to get a pizza bag, you could buy one, but my advice is to just stop by a Papa John's and see if they have extra pizza bags that they can just give you. In some states, it's legal for DoorDash to deliver alcohol to customers. This is also something that DoorDash will invite you to, but you'll find that that's not as hard as a large order program. There's no prerequisites with regards to your statistics. You just have to take the state required training that's required to deliver alcohol. These deliveries can be a little bit better sometimes. It just depends. The nice thing about alcohol deliveries is you usually don't have to wait. When you get to the store, everything's usually packaged up and ready to go. And then lastly is shop and deliver. You can be prioritized for shop and deliver if you want, but shop and deliver can be tricky. Certainly if you get a lot of items, it's going to take you a long time, but sometimes those payouts are better. But it's really up to your personal preference on that. DoorDash has a store that you can order optional equipment from. And those can be anything from t-shirts to hoodies to catering bags to flashlights, phone holders, all sorts of things. None of that is required. If you want to have that equipment, it's good. My advice is this DoorDash shirt is totally worth it. When I walk into a restaurant, especially like a McDonald's or another fast food place and it's busy, an adept employee will notice this shirt and will immediately point you out and will get you out the door faster. Avoiding deactivation. There are some general things that DoorDash can deactivate you for, but one of the most important things that you can be deactivated for is any kind of a confrontation or bad experience with the customer. If a customer reports you to DoorDash, DoorDash is going to take their word over yours and you could get suspended from the platform like that. So my advice is to never confront a customer in any situation. If a customer claims they didn't get their food and you get a contract violation, don't go confront the customer like you might see on YouTube. That's just a mistake that could get you deactivated from the platform. Take the contract violation. If you get a contract violation, by the way, that's really not a big deal. DoorDash says they can deactivate you for a contract violation, but normally they'll let those roll on, and then after 100 deliveries, they roll right back off. I've seen people delivering for DoorDash with more than one contract violation at a time, and it's not an issue. There are also some statistics that you need to keep in line in order to stay on the platform, a certain customer rating and completion rating. I'll put those up on the screen. If you'd like to watch my playlist that has all of my DoorDashing videos, including ride-alongs and tips and things like that, you can find that right here. It's basically just a playlist of all my DoorDash videos. Side Gig Guy out.